Left-leaning MSNBC under scrutiny for a controversial ad pushing a collectivist notion about parenting, essentially saying your kids are not your own. Check it out.
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
So should entire communities be responsible for raising your kids? Tony Perkins is the president of the Family Research Council. Good morning to you, Tony.
Good morning, Gretchen.
So this is Melissa Harris Perry. She's a professor at Tulane University. She also does weekend shows on MSNBC. This is part of an ad campaign, though, for the entire network. When you first heard that, what was your reaction?
Well, I was thinking, man, where were they when I was changing the diapers of all my 5 kids? You know, this idea of collectivism, that everyone but no one is responsible. It's a nutty notion, Gretchen, but it's a staple idea of the left. I mean, this is the 201 version of Hillary Clinton. In effect, what this is the intellectual love child of the Great Society and the sexual revolution. Again, where everyone but no one's responsible. It's insane, but it's a reality of the way the left thinks, the way they view our children.
I mean, to a certain extent, I guess I can understand what she means, that, yeah, people in the community do affect the lives of your children. I'm thinking about teachers, coaches, you know, Sunday school teachers, piano teachers, neighbors, but that's a little bit different than a theory that those people are responsible in completely raising your child, right?
Yeah. I mean, first off, this idea that our children belong to the community. Now, from a Judeo-Christian worldview, the Scripture is very clear that we're to care for and look out for our neighbor. So that idea, I'm all for. I mean, we all benefit when children do well. And when I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, you know, everybody's parent was watching out for other people's kids, but they still knew who that child belonged to.
Right.
And parents are responsible. You know, see, kids are still born to moms and dads, to women and men. It still takes a man and a woman to create a child. You know, children aren't born to the neighborhood watch. They're born to a man and a woman. There's a reason for that.
That's a great quote.
God gives them to a man and a woman. And the reality is this, now we have decades worth of social science that shows that children do best with a mom and a dad who love them, who are married and care for them. So, moving away from that notion, which the left would love to do, will be devastating for society.
So there was obviously a firestorm after these ads started airing, and Harris Perry defended the ad on her blog. Here's what she said. "Those of you alarmed by the ad can relax. I have no designs for taking your kids, but I understand the fear. We do live in a nation where slaveholders took infants from the arms of my foremothers and sold them for profit, but that is not what I was talking about, and you know it." Reaction?
Well, I mean, she's absolutely right that we do have a tragic past in this country where children were taken from their parents. And I don't think that's what she means at all. But I think there's this liberal ideology driving this, that, you know, children are a product of, so they happen to right now to come from a man and a woman, but they belong to all of us. Look, we should care for our neighbor. We should be very concerned about how the kids down the street do, because as a society we all rise or fall based upon how the next generation does. But the reality is, first off, children are not a commodity. They're a gift of the Lord. And as parents, they come to a mom and a dad. We have a responsibility as the parent to raise those child. They don't belong to us. They're loaned to us for a short period of time. We ought to do the best that we can do. And we should help out our neighbor. We should work to make sure that every child in America has opportunities to succeed. But we can never back off and take away and absolve ourselves of our responsibility as parents to raise children.
Tony Perkins, president of the Family Research Council, thanks very much for your thoughts today.